Hey, I'm Rejected Shotgun. With the leaked image of the promo for the April 11th event coming to light now, we now know that the new update is going to contain a brand new map, which is going to be a modified version of King's Row. However, this might not be the only new map in this update. Let's talk about it. Before I get into today's story, I just want to quickly let you guys know that my brother's making YouTube videos now. He goes by Cheap Dish Soap, and you can find a link to his videos in the description below and also in the comments. I would really appreciate it if you guys took some time away to go check out his content. Anyway, back to the story. So if you watched my last video, you already know that King's Row is going to be the map chosen for this new event that's going to occur on April 11th. In the promo poster that got leaked, we can see in the background very clearly a piece of King's Row, but it's set during the daytime. Now, of course, King's Row is a nighttime map. In this event, however, it will be set during the daytime or possibly sometime at sunset, and the city's been destroyed. So it's essentially going to be a in-conflict King's Row map, where there's a lot of destroyed buildings and fires everywhere as a conflict is taking place. And of course, during this event, there is a very high probability that you're going to be fighting hordes of enemy AI. So the map is going to be significantly reworked so that this game mode flows better. It's essentially not even going to be King's Row, it's just going to have the basic skeleton of King's Row if Junkenstein's Revenge was anything to go by. So while we do know that this is guaranteed to be a new map, there is a lot of speculation about what the other map shown in the initial April 11th teaser was. The very first time we even heard about this event was through a teaser that Blizzard posted onto their Twitter account. And on that teaser, we saw King's Row in the subway. We also saw a very obscure Tracer skin at the bottom right in a 3D rotating model stance. But the most interesting thing to me was the fact that there was an image of a map at the top right, and nobody could really pinpoint what map it was. It sort of looks like Ilios because it has clouds up at the top right, and it's a very nice, sunny, blue day, but it doesn't exactly have any recognizable buildings. All the buildings on there are completely weird looking, and a lot of people I noticed were speculating that this might be Australia, a map based on where Junkrat and Roadhog are from. Now, it is possible that we are getting a new map, and honestly, I have a feeling one of the next new maps is going to be for the 3v3 game mode, because when we first got 3v3s in the arcade released, we were given Eco Point Antarctica. But as everyone probably knows, 3v3 is the most popular game on the arcade, and that is primarily where people get their loot boxes from. Whether you're playing 3v3s or 1v1s, you probably have the map of Eco Point Antarctica memorized, and you probably know it better than the back of your own hand. Now, at this point, while I do love Eco Point Antarctica, it is quite a same old map. I've played it a million times, and I would love some variety, and I'm assuming that Blizzard knows that this single map for these game modes is getting a little old. So my thoughts are that this newest map that's going to come out, not the King's Row remake, but the next map after that, is likely going to be a 3v3 map so that we can get some variety going on in our gameplay on the arcade. Now, a while back, one of the Blizzard developers did confirm that a new map was in the works, and that they were past the white box stage, which is essentially the basic shape stage of the map, where they build it entirely out of white boxes, and they try to test the map to see if it's fun. Then later on, they'll go in and design an entire art system for it, so you can actually have a theme for the map. We already know that Blizzard is constantly working on new heroes, new maps, new modes and events, always in the background, but they're very hush-hush about it. They never tell us about the internal developments that are actually going on at Blizzard. So there is a definite possibility that Blizzard is working on a new map right now. In fact, I could guarantee you that they're working on a new map. Of course, they're working on the King's Row remake for this new event, and it's probably done as the time of recording this, but the new map that's going to be in the game for either 6v6 or 3v3 is very likely to come soon, because the very first map that we got that was new was Eichenwald, and it only took about 4 months until the next map was released, which was Oasis. Since Oasis was released, it has now been about 4 months, and based on the amount of time that they put in between these map releases, I think it's safe to say that a new map is coming very soon. And a lot of people have been speculating and hearing rumors and leaks that the next map is going to be Australia, and while I sadly won't be able to confirm that Australia is the new map today, I will be able to say that I strongly believe that the next map is going to be 3v3s, or that there's going to be a dual release of a 6v6 and 3v3 map that's going to allow for much more varied gameplay in the arcade. I'm not sure where all the Australia speculation started, but as far as places in the Overwatch universe that are likely to be created into maps, Australia is definitely very high up there on that list, considering it is the backstory for both Roadhog and Junkrat. I think the map itself, were it to ever come out, would probably look a lot like Route 66, which makes me wonder if this map was added to the game, they would probably have to find a way to make the art style very different from Route 66. That way it doesn't feel like you have two of the same maps in the game. That would be a pretty terrible feeling if we had two maps that were primarily composed of red rocks. From the brief glimpses that we're able to see of the Kings Row remake that's being added in the new event, we can clearly tell that the map is going under heavy changes. There is a very good chance that we won't even recognize Kings Row in the new update, very much so how they changed Eichenwald completely in Junkenstein's Revenge. The giant pits in Eichenwald were completely filled and brought to ground level, so there was no more edges to fall off of, and they added just a small puddle of rainwater, completely reworked the time of day, added a different weather system, and added completely new scenery props that made the map feel as if it was completely new, while of course they were building upon the skeleton of a map they had already previously worked on. I'm assuming Blizzard's going to be able to pull something very similar to this off with Kings Row, and we probably will end up seeing a very different looking map than what we were expecting from a Kings Row remake. It's probably going to look very different because not only is it set back in time, but it's at a different time of day, and it might even have different kinds of weather. We really just don't know yet, but we will know very soon, as April 11th is just around the corner, and this event is creeping up on us like nothing. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out some of my other videos, as I've been covering all of the most important Overwatch news over the past couple of weeks, and if you've been watching my channel for a while and enjoying my content, I strongly urge you to subscribe. I've been putting out this content and working really hard to have the latest Overwatch news every day.